Well, good morning. Hope you're having a great start to your day. And welcome once again to another live. And we always look forward to Question and Answer Friday. And as usual, I'll say hello to a few of our wonderful followers. Margaret, good morning. Nativity. And Claudie. And Rosalinda, Jordan, good morning. We appreciate you guys. Rosa, Elaine, Madeleine, and Nick, Frida, good morning. And Micheline. When's the last time I told you I love you guys? Brenda and Beata. I like that. Elaine, Connie, and Kathy, Chris, and Laurie from Niagara Falls. Good morning to you. We appreciate you guys. Karen, good morning. We appreciate it. And Tammy, and Nellie, and Rita. Bobby. Good morning, Bobby. Jeanette. Sometimes there's sort of new names popping up. And Danielle from Melbourne, Quebec. Michelle and Wendy, dear friend. Debbie, good morning. And Laurie, we love you guys. Troy, our dear friend, Dr. Troy. How are you, buddy? Maria and Jean and Terry from 5:30 in the morning, British Columbia. Boca Raton, that's our friend Maureen. Good morning. Evangeline, Donna, and Joyce, and Julie, and Doris. Okay, a couple of more. Sherry, how are you? And another Nicole, bonjour. Maria, Janet from Elmer, Ontario, Milika, and Crystal. Sana. Hey, these are new names from Pakistan. Sana, good. Well, it's good morning over here. What is it? Good night over there? And Georgia, sorry, Georgia. And our dear friend Zian, bonjour to you and Chantal, Ottawa, Bruno, Vanda, how are you? From PEI, and Terry, and Cassie, Monica. Hey, you guys are great. Okay, let's get to these questions. And like I said, I'll come on afterwards and say hello to the rest of you. Sally's asking, can someone be low in amino acids? Well, absolutely. Absolutely. What are amino acids? They're building blocks. They're building blocks of your body. Your body makes amino acids, okay? Your body makes them. But there are some essential amino acids. Some controversy as to how many. There's about 8 of them that you need to eat. Because if you don't eat them, your body doesn't make them. So again, food is very, very, very important, guys. Okay? Amino acids. You know, that's one of the reasons I love bone broth. It's one of the reasons that I talk to you every day about the animal kingdom. Not that there's some protein, amino acids in plants for sure. But essential amino acids are the ones you're going to find mostly in the animal kingdom. Remember, there's 2 kingdoms of food. There's really 3, but Two, that God gave you. He gave you the animal kingdom. You must eat from it. If you don't, you're only deceiving yourselves and fooling yourselves. To have a balanced diet, a real balanced diet, is to eat from the animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. Okay? And then the plant kingdom is, fruits and vegetables. Two kingdoms. Eat from it. And stay away from the man-made kingdom. The man-made kingdom is almost all the things like bread and pasta and rice and cereal. You think rice, yeah, but today I put that in the man-made. Everything's been in the man-made. Man perverts things. We've done some wonderful things. I saw those guys going up to space, the rich guys. I said, I'd like to see the insurance policies those guys put on themselves. Or, maybe the insurance company said, you're going into outer space? We're not covering you. I don't know what their insurance company said, but can you imagine? Those rich guys going up in space, I kind of chuckled, They're the only ones that can leave the planet. You and I have to stay. Okay? And we got to live, and we live in a world that's been corrupted, and the food industry has been corrupted. And that's why I often talk about avoiding foods that are corrupted. Bread has been corrupted. Milk has been corrupted. Cereals is corruption. It's a corruption. It's not natural in any shape or form, the way man makes it. And man-made drinks. Like, you're not meant to drink fruits. You're meant to eat them. Drinking a fruit, be very, very careful. We live in a corrupted world. That is one of the things that I want to talk about almost on a daily basis. And it's one that you and I need to know about. Because the narrative out there, and it's always indoctrination narrative, is don't worry so much about what you're eating, as long as you're saving the planet. So then you can avoid eating certain foods, especially from the animal kingdom. But that's indoctrination. That's not the truth. And the truth will set you free. I was reading this morning in Proverbs 23 and 23. Get the truth and never sell it. Get the truth and never sell it. The truth is, your body was meant to eat from two kingdoms. The animal kingdom and the plant kingdom. Now, you know me, the reset is no plants for 1 month. There's a reason for my madness. I don't just do that to punish people. Because I know how to fix a lot of things, and one of them is leaky gut. You lay off the plants for a month. You're not a rabbit. And too many people, they have it upside down. They lay off the animal kingdom. They hardly eat from that at all, or not at all. And they live on the plant kingdom. That's indoctrination, guys. It's not science. You're not a rabbit. God gave you a gallbladder. I was in a store yesterday, and the lady was saying to the cashier, well, I got to really be careful with fat because I don't have a gallbladder. Hello? About 95% of people that don't have a gallbladder are women. Why is that? Because women bought the lie that fat will make them fat. And it started in the 1970s, and it went on and on and on and on. Don't eat butter and don't eat eggs, and they're fattening because they got fat in them. Don't eat red meat. That's bad for you. Eat our margarine. And then women started to eat fat-free yogurt to make it the number one choice of their breakfast in the world. It's true. In North America, it became number one, yogurt. Whenever I saw women eating yogurt, I said, they're eating fat-free. They're going to have gallbladder trouble. You know how you lose your gallbladder? Is when you don't use it. And women, more than men, bought that lie because men love their hamburger. True or false? It's true. And then women became rabbits. And if they did happen to eat meat, it would be a little bit of chicken and salad. True or false? It's true. And then you end up losing an organ that your body needs. It's called the gallbladder. Guys, you got to understand, I've been doing this a long time, okay? And I watched it. I watched it happen. I live in a generation, I'm old enough to have seen a lot of changes in the world. Some of them are wonderful, but some of them are not so wonderful. They're stupid. Plants, yeah, it's good. Plants are good, but don't live on it. Cows eat grass, glorified salad, all day. Why does a cow, whenever you see a cow, they're chewing on something, They have 4 stomachs. You got one. They don't have a gallbladder. You have one. It's common sense, guys. They're not producing bile for their grass, their salad that they're eating. Cows eat salad every day, and that salad, the chlorophyll and that turns turns them into steak. You eat salad, you're not turning into steak, okay? You're going to turn into a rabbit. Anyway, you know me, I like to bug you a little bit. But I'm not pulling your leg. I'm telling you the truth. Get the truth. You can tell people today that you memorized a verse in the Bible. Some of them are really easy. I love memorizing easy things. Get the truth and never sell it. That's why I do the education I do. To teach you the truth so that you will never sell it. Don't sell it. It's the truth. And can I just say something too on the side here? It's going to get worse, guys. The indoctrination is going to get worse and worse and worse, in my opinion. We see nothing yet. I'm telling you, there's been a reset, not my reset, but there's a reset, and it's coming, and it's already started. And the multi-gazillionaires like Bill Gates and others, and you know what? I'm not even questioning their motives. Their motives might be good. In their own mind, they feel like they're saving the planet. Part of saving the planet is getting rid of people and cows, because cows fart. I hope I don't gross you out, but cows' gas is affecting the climate, according to Bill Gates and company. Are you kidding me? And then they got gazillions of dollars to buy the media, even social media, they buy it and they indoctrinate. They get into universities, and the university professors, and God bless them, there's some real good ones, like my good friend Dr. McEwen. No, but because they don't drink the Kool-Aid. But you watch the reset that's coming. This meatless craze. You think there's amino acids in that? Oh, a wonderful plant, soy. I'm going to bring you some teaching on soy. Guys, get the truth and never sell it. Get the truth and never sell it. And you're not going to be able to influence the whole wide world. I don't even try and do that. I thank you guys for my venue and the amount of following we have on Facebook and our podcast. Thank you. That's you guys. But don't expect me to compromise, guys. I won't do it. You know, I said to someone the other day, as I sent them back an email, I said, I'm not apologizing to you. You know, I won't. Not for telling you the truth. Have I become your enemy because I told you the truth? From Galatians 4:16. Okay. I'm just telling you guys. What you see is what you get. And I study every day. I look at every study that I can. Some of them I dismiss because they're not relevant to my teaching, but I look at studies. I study. And I inquire. I have an open mind. You need to convince me though. And like I said, there's some things that are just not common sense. I can't be convinced that they don't make any sense. And one of them is you have a gallbladder. What does gallbladder do? Oh, it's a little pouch for storing bile. Bile comes from your liver. That's why I tell people that don't have a gallbladder, well, you got plan B. And plan B is you're still going to produce bile. So this lady in the front, I was going to tap her on the shoulder, but you need to social distance. Oh, anyway, and give her a little bit of encouragement about fat and fat-soluble vitamins and getting back to eating meat. And, you know, you might have to be careful till your body gets used to producing the bile from your liver and without a gallbladder, but it's amazing. Your body's got plan B, guys. But you weren't meant to live on salad, okay? I'm sorry. You just weren't. Okay. That was question number 1. Okay. I promise not to pontificate anymore. Till the next time, which could be in a minute. Karen, what caused the thickening of the bladder wall? Well, there's a couple of things that will do it. You remember, Karen, or, you know, and maybe you don't, but I'm going to show it to you today again. The thickening of bladder walls comes from 2 major things and then another thing, so 3 in total. What makes things grow? Insulin. Insulin is a food hormone. It's essential for your body. You can't live without it. Okay? When you eat too many carbs, things in the body that you don't want to grow will grow. One of them can be the bladder wall. You know what the other one is? Estrogen. Karen, your womanly hormone. Women need estrogen. Men need a little bit of it. But women often get in balance between estrogen and progesterone. It's always a balancing act. It's a teeter-totter. It's a teeter-totter. And most doctors don't understand that. I can't get over it, but they just don't. And they measure, even if you can get them to measure your estrogen and progesterone, they don't look at it unless it's flagged. But a lot of women especially get symptoms of estrogen dominance too much. And guess what that does? Makes things grow. It makes cancer cells grow too. It makes the bladder wall. It can. It can make your ovaries grow, grow, grow. Yeah. Estrogen. So you need to lower your estrogen and lower your insulin. Start with food. When you lower your crappy carbohydrates, sugars, and crappy oils, a lot of that gets better. Plus, there's a third factor. In ladies especially, can happen in men, but it's mostly women. Their bladders are affected by yeast. Yeast, because it's the cousin of mold, it's a fungus, it loves the bladder wall. And women, more than men, because of the way their anatomy works, they have an opening. It's not a closed system, it's an open system there in the bottom of their anatomy. And the bladder can develop fungus, candida. If you have recurring urinary tract infections, you have fungus, a candida in your bladder. One antibiotic, and remember, I didn't say not to take it. One antibiotic for 5 days will wipe out your good and friendly bacteria. It's gone. And that third army invades. And oh boy, does it ever love. Well, you know, ladies, you know this. It loves those privates, doesn't it? Yeast. And a lot of people, they don't even know it. They live with a chronic yeast infection. Now, I'm going to answer another question because somebody asked this, so let me just get it here as I go on my iPad. Linda is asking, because this is connected, Linda, okay? Linda, are you the Linda that's supposed to listen? Linda, listen. I love teasing Lindas, okay? Guys, if you have not seen that little guy talking to his mother, calling her Linda, like Google it, watch it on YouTube or whatever. It is hilarious, okay? I every time I watch it, I laugh. Linda, listen, Linda, listen. Linda, you are asking me about lichen planopilaris. Big words. Don't you hate medicine? Don't you hate medicine that put everything into Latin? A forgotten language that only medicine loves. You know why it was created? To keep you in the dark ages. Lichen, I can't even say it, planopilaris, or lichen sclerosis. Oh, why don't they just call it, you got a yeast infection on your head. And lichen sclerosis can be in your mouth, in the mucus, and in your ladies, in your private parts. You can get lichen sclerosis. It's an autoimmune. How does it start? Leaky gut. You get yeast, fungus. That's why we see so much of it today. It's not genetics. Oh, it's a genetic disorder. That's, when doctors say, when medicine says, oh, that's a genetic disorder. They said cancer is genetics, heart disease is genetics, everything is genetics. It's because they don't know what they're talking about. Oh. Because they want to create medications brought to you by the pharmaceutical companies. But lichen, holy moly, I got to look at it again. Planopilaris. That is, you're balding in women. It can, mostly women, and they get patches. Every week, just about, only on Fridays, I'm asked the question about vitiligo. What is that? Well, it's patches on your skin. Big, large white patches on the skin. That's leaky gut. What you see on your skin, guys, is from your gut. Autoimmune, I talk about it all the time. It's gut. It's an imbalance. It's your microbiome. It's your bacteria. They lost a war. They lost a battle. Inside. Inside out. Skin is inside out, guys. So when you see something, growing on your head, look to your gut. Okay? Look to your gut. So I talk about skin. I might do a little teaching on this, but I was looking at the top 10 reasons that people visit their doctors. Now, I've written about that in the past because when I wrote a book on chronic fatigue syndrome, and then it's actually, where is it there? I think it's up in this corner. I don't know if you can see it from here. I'll just move the camera a little bit. Just see that one in the middle there? Energy Robbers and the Fatigue Cure. It'd be backwards for you guys today. But on the podcast, I'm showing a book that I wrote years ago. It's got to be 20 years ago, maybe not that long. Energy Robbers and the Fatigue Cure. It was a huge success. And it actually was a book that I sort of rejigged from my book on chronic fatigue syndrome. Okay? So the number one reason, what I mentioned in that book, the number one reason people visit their doctors is for fatigue. It's still true today. Hey, doc, I'm tired. I talked to a young lady yesterday, and she was telling me that, you know what, sort of trying to pick my brain a little bit. I'm tired all the time. I said, well, you're and remember what I was saying, I think it was yesterday, eyeballs? I was looking at her skin. And she said, Doc, what do you think? Well, I said, look, it could be a lot of things, but here's what I see. You have some anemia. What? Yeah. I said, you have some anemia. I can tell by looking at you. I said, do you eat meat? Not very much. I said, well, that's a problem. You need to fix that. And I said, just going to ask, if you don't mind telling me, what's your periods like? Oh, I have endometriosis. That's when things grow. Your endometrium is growing. Cut out the insulin, cut out the crappy carbs and sugars, and block your estrogen. You're too much of a woman. She liked that when I told her that. She didn't know me that well. Okay? I said, well, you're too much of a woman. You got too much estrogen. Just in a 2-minute conversation, it was bullseye. I said, well, I've been hanging around women a long time. I've been married for 48 years. I got 3 daughters. I became an expert on women, and my practice was women. You rabbits out there. Okay. I promise not to tease you anymore. Okay? So look to the gut. Okay, now let's Deb is asking a good question. Boy, our time's flying. Do natural laxatives disrupt the microbiome? Well, let me put it this way. Okay? When you have trouble going to the bathroom, you already have a disrupted microbiome. I promise you that. Okay? I promise you that. So, do natural laxatives disrupt the microbiome? Well, the microbiome is already disrupted. And I always tell people, look, guys, you got to understand that I'm going to give you a generality here, okay? Going to the bathroom is overrated. You don't win a prize for the biggest poo. There's no prize available for that. Now, am I telling you not to go to the bathroom? No. But the cereal companies lied to you. And almost every guru that are my colleagues went for it. You need to go to the bathroom, and when you're flushing the toilet, have a good look inside there. No, look. Of course you want to go to the bathroom. But it's overrated. I talked to women over the years, thousands of them. I said, well, that's not constipation. No, you just, who told you got to go every day? Now, I'm not saying some people are as regular as all get out. But who told you that is the sign of your health? So I'm not big on laxatives. I never have been. If you got trouble and you're really constipated, meaning you're bloated and you don't feel good, and but don't go by counting. Go by how you feel. There are companies that make a living selling you fiber products. Fiber. You need fiber. No. Look, fiber's overrated, guys. You need microbiome. You got leaky gut. You got problems with your microbiome. Now, a natural laxative, look, you take it once in a while if it makes you feel better and you do better, and okay. But you got it upside down. Now, you got to be careful. For people, you might have heard this and maybe not, but, getting colonics done in that. Like, be careful with that, guys. Okay? I'm not saying there wouldn't be a time that I would have that done, but be careful with that. It strips away good, bad, and ugly. Okay? And your body's unbelievable. Give it the right tools. Anyway, Good question, though, Deb. We appreciate it. John, what about drinking water with meals? When do you should drink water? Well, look, the best time to drink water, and this is just, look, any time's a good time to drink water. You need 2 liters a day. You need 2 liters a day. And only water is water. You need vitamin W. Absolutely. You know what they've shown? If you drink water before a meal, okay, it's a good thing. Now, if you need a little bit of water to wash down your food, go for it. But water is better just before a meal. But water is always good. Somebody asked me again the other day, what's water's best for? Well, I said, I like cold water, but if you like it hot, pretend you're drinking a tea without the tea. It's still good. Cold water will get your metabolism going a little bit better. Okay? Good question, though, John, because people ask me that all the time. Michael, can an unexplained joint pain be an indication of unbalanced cortisol? Possibly. Possibly. Michael, I'm going to do a teaching on what to look for if you have unexplained symptoms. Okay? Just unexplained. I do a lot of that, probably on a daily basis, but I'll try and put it together for you. Unexplained joint pain, when I see unexplained joint pain mostly, Michael, before cortisol, I'm looking at insulin. Because insulin, like I've taught you with sugar especially, you get what we call glycation, which is end products. It's caramelization. It's one of the things that ages your body, but it also can have an enormous effect on your joints. But cortisol would be a factor because cortisol, your stress, that stress hormone, will elevate inflammation. It's not meant to last. It can affect your joints. Michael, or Michelle. No, I think it's Michael. Good question. Barb, if a heart rate is at 19%, there's any way to build it up or make it stronger? Yeah. I mean, 19% is pretty stinking low. But generally, what makes that heartbeat? Okay? What makes that heartbeat? The mitochondria. The muscle, the battery packs within the cell of the heart muscle. CoQ10 in the mitochondria. Your body makes CoQ10, but if it's not making enough, you know how you top it up? Vitamin S, steak. It's the best form of elevating your CoQ10. And a lot of people don't eat enough steak. I'm going to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. The number one food. No, liver's number one, but I don't talk about it so much. I don't like it. I don't like the taste of it. But steak, hamburger, red meat, CoQ10. I probably have you on Navitol too because of its elevation in nitric oxide. Elenis, mineral sunscreen, the same as chemical sunscreen. No, it's not the same. We talked about sunscreen, was it yesterday? Did you get your booster shot, Viderma? Whenever that sun's out, get out in that sun, folks. Don't put sunscreens on. Now, if you want, you got a natural one that lets the UVB in. But you know what? I'm not big on sunscreens. Like I put on my skin Rivera because it'll allow your UVB to come in. It blocks UVA, but you know what? I use it more just on my face. But I would rather you get your sun than get out. But there are some like zinc and other things. There's some natural sunscreens you could pick up, but again, you know what I mean? Like, they couldn't get me to advertise it too much because I just like you to get exposed to Viderma and let your skin get exposed. Remember, where you get Viderma is on your arms and legs. That's the primary route vitamin D takes into your body. Okay? Good question, though. I really appreciate it. And that was Elenis. And Mary Ellen, day 21 of the reset, and my blood sugars are at 12. And look, Mary Ellen, let me just finish with this, I think. Yeah, I only had one more question. I can do that next week. Or maybe I'll do Terry's too. Bonnie. Oh, no, Bonnie is with Mary Ellen because she's asking about the reset. I think I answered, Bonnie, your question about halfway through the reset, and I almost hardly have a bowel movement. You know why? Do you want to know why, Bonnie, coming back to bowel movements? Because your body is now getting complete nutrition. You see, the more waste, you want to have a big poop, eat a lot of carbs. There's so much wasted. That's what's in the toilet. It's waste. I don't know why you want to have a lot of waste. When you eat eggs, meat, and cheese, there's hardly any waste. Now, your body's got to do an adaptation. And for some people, that's, like it's a shock to your gut because your gut is using to have like an enormous amount of fiber and an enormous amount of carbohydrates coming at it from bread, pasta, rice, cereal, sugar, sweets, paste. And you know what? Your gut is overwhelmed with that. I always tell people, gluten schmooten. Who cares about gluten? It's carbs. It ain't celiac, it's carbs. Your gut, people that have digestive issues, 90% and more, they eat too much fiber and carbs. You're not meant for volume like that in your gut. You're overwhelming your little villi in there. Villi are little hairs inside your bowel that move stuff along, the feces. And all of a sudden, they get the sewage is coming down the pipe, and it irritates them. Now, you're not going to hear that anywhere else. Just about. Bonnie, good question. Mary Ellen, about her blood sugars are still high. That's all right, Mary Ellen. Your body's adjusting. The last thing that will be fixed probably with you, Mary Ellen, for some people it's right away, but other people it just takes some time, is that they fix their blood sugars. Remember what I always talk about, the lagging indicator is sugars. A lot of people have, Doc, I got low blood sugar. I'm not a diabetic. Yeah, there's a good chance you are. Because the last thing to happen is your blood sugars to go up and to go down, because your body knows how to control stuff like that. But when you're out of whack, Mary Ellen, give the reset time. You've got to empty your liver. You've got, your pancreas is on a holiday. Trust the process. Because a lot of people, they're online. Even today I saw one asking questions about the reset and weight loss. And again, here's a statement. There's not a better weight loss diet than the reset. Why? Because it's not aimed for weight loss. One of the results will be weight loss, but it's fixing. It's fixing the problem. We're not just going to put you on a yo-yo diet, count calories, and that's yo-yo. This is a reset. This takes your metabolism. It changes hormones, ladies, because that's what it does. But give it some time. There's a reason it's 30 days. It's not 15. It's not 7. If you do 7 days, good for you. But this is 30-day program. And again, it just comes from years and years and years of experience to teach you that. It had to teach me that. Okay, I'm done. Guys, thank you so much this morning for watching. So many other names have come up. I'll go and say hi to you, okay? We really appreciate the following, okay? Like I did some calculations yesterday. I think in 18 months, we're over 3.2 million views of the Facebook Live and the podcast. 3.2 million, according to my calculations. And I used a calculator because I was never good in math, okay? I always tell my grandchildren, if I'd have had to pass math, I'd still be in high school. Okay. Now, guys, we love you guys so dearly, and we appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we'll talk to you next week, Lord willing.